In this video I will show how I proof my half hood and go from this to this. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. Why do you need to proof your half hood? This half hood was proofed over a year ago, and as you can see it has worn off, but there is the odd place where it is still kind of working. The water will soak into the half hood and eventually leak inside. This will happen mostly around the stitching, and for this half hood in particular around the zips. So let's get started. First you need to clean the half hood. I normally use Auto Finesse Total, which is a gentle fabric cleaner with a clean microfiber cloth. There are other cleaners out there which do the same job as well. For the keen-eyed of you, this is a limited edition bottle that I fill up with Total, which I buy in a big bottle. Also make sure that you clean under this flap here if you've got zips. After cleaning the top, I then attach the half hood using the Velcro straps on the back to a clothes horse. I put some other microfiber cloths on the back just to make sure that it won't topple over. I then clean the inside of the hood in the same way. After the half hood is completely dry, it's time for proofing. The proofer that I use is from Soft Bits for Sevens, and I will leave a link in the description below. You need to make sure that you are wearing disposable gloves, and I will tell you a story later of why you definitely need to do that. You also need something to apply the proofer, and I use a clean microfiber cloth. You need to make sure that you are in a well ventilated area, so I've got the garage door open. What I do is to try and do this in sections. You want to start with one edge, which is kind of classed as a wet edge, and then carry on from that point, making sure that you cover all of the half hood. I do the inside first, concentrating on the zips and the centre where there is some extra stitching. I put the proofer on vertically first, and then after doing that I go over the sections again horizontally. I just try to make sure that I've definitely gone over everything by doing it this way. I then turn the half hood around and do the same on top. I didn't have the best lighting, but hopefully you can see well enough. On the top of this hood there is the easy in zips, which are great by the way, but I make sure that I take extra time around the zips and especially underneath the flap that covers them. I will do the same as the inside, go vertically and then go horizontally to make sure that I've covered all of the area. The first time that I proofed the half hood, I didn't use disposable gloves and I ended up proofing my hands as well in the process. This wasn't ideal as any water that I got on my hands after this stayed as kind of droplets for a while, so definitely make sure that you use disposable gloves. This is the microfiber cloth that I used, and as you can see there's definitely no water soaking into this microfiber now. You need to leave the hood to dry, and I left mine for 24 hours, but this might depend on kind of humidity and stuff like that wherever you're leaving the half hood. It just needs to be dry before it's being exposed to any water or rain. Here is the half hood that is proofed, and now you can see that it's a lot better than before. The water droplets roll off easily, and when they do stay on the hood you can see that the droplets are raised, and if you were driving they would go straight off. It looks very similar to a ceramic coating really. I know some owners use other products, but I've only ever used this proofer from Soft Bits. I personally think it works really well and I don't see a reason to use anything else. But if you do use something else, please let me know in the comments. This is a great job to do over winter or just before the autumn before we get some rain. But then saying that, we live in England so rain can be at any time. I proof my half hood every year at least, but I do try to do it twice a year. This is mainly because I use my half hood so much because I use Fern as my daily. I hope you have found this video helpful and you can see the benefits from proofing your half hood regularly. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and remember, every stone chips tells a story.
As you fade away.